Feel like I'm a heavy mouth breather right now because of my allergies too. It sucks.
Aren't you always a heavy mouth breather?
I probably am because I'm a fat ass, but I'm sure editing is going to be fun for you. So, I'm sure editing is going to be fun for you. So, now I got my dog going.
Who's that mouth
I'm
breathing in
sure
there?
editing is going to be fun for you. So, now I got my dog going.
I can hear us. So that's a good sign. So, yeah. Once everyone's ready, I'm ready.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right. If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 545. Still Got Game's official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Chris Selden 007 Selden.
I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And we're back 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Like we do. Yeah. It's pretty much the norm for this show is like consistency. So
Yeah. Consistently inconsistent.
yes, but we are back with another episode. So yeah. So thanks for joining us, and we'll just jump right in the show proper. And we'll start off with the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. Raving asks, based on the prior episode name, I assume that I will not be joining the show as a co-host. Sorry to hear that. I will work on my delivery and resubmit in 6 months. So this
What'd you call the episode? I didn't see.
This was our friend Todd, and the episode title was Todd Has Been Eliminated.
Oh,
That's rough, man.
I've never been known for my
subtlety.
yes.
No.
Todd needs to be the superhero we don't know that we need. He needs to go out and perfect himself, build his own podcast network, and come back and say, I'd still like to be a co-host.
Yeah, in 6 months, come back and let us know, where your skills are at. So, yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll have four at a time, or maybe we'll have somebody to replace Selden when he's camping. Who knows?
Selden, do you have anything to say about that?
No, I just got back from camping last night. So I'm like, what whimsical thing can I say? Oh, I don't know.
You're like, oh, you're right.
Thank God we don't record on the weekends.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't record on the weekends either. So, yes. Yeah, but sorry, Todd. I hate you to find out that way, but that seemed like the most appropriate way, especially with all the spam messages I was getting from you. You kind of deserved it, just saying. But
put it out on 1st or 5th Street or whatever the hell that's
Front Street.
Yes, Front Street.
You didn't even have to listen to the episode. You could just see the title and be like, all right.
I guess I'm out.
For now.
Yeah, but definitely try again in 6 months, and we'll go from there. Epic. And now I get this. Now I'm saying that like I write these things down when I transcribe them, but I didn't get this until I went to say it. It's Epic Cock. Asks, I was looking at the new game releases for 2025 and I'm not really hyped. Is there anything you all are, I hate when people do you all. No offense, Epic Cock. Anything you all are looking forward to that I might have missed? Not me.
I mean, right now, we're still waiting on Switch 2 stuff, which Derek doesn't care about, but that'll be coming. Otherwise, a lot of the stuff came out last year, so it's hard because, there's not a lot of release dates for stuff. We got, maybe, if you care about it, I think we have GTA 6 coming out this year at some point.
But no one knows when that is.
No one knows when that is.
If you're looking for closer, you got college football 26 coming out in July, baby. Oh yeah, Game Pass just put College Football 25 up on Game Pass to build the energy. I was tempted to start to play again, but I went camping instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing on my radar. Switch 2, obviously I'll be picking one up to not play. Um, but yeah, other than that, nothing.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what's coming, you know.
Yeah, we gotta wait for that June Summer Games Fest and some new announcements and the like, and available now, and that's gonna be the game that I'm gonna play. But until then, not so much. Yeah.
I was just going through the 2025 in video games wiki real quick.
Oh,
Doesn't really have anything. Uh, has a little
nice.
bit, but I did notice the very first one on the notable deaths of this year so far. The first one is Alan Emmerich, which is spelled different than my name, but it's Emrich, but that's like my ancestors spelled it that way. 65, video game writer who coined the term 4X. Do you know that term?
That's those games like
Explore, expand, exploit,
yeah,
exterminate. So like
yes, yeah,
civilization,
like
basically.
Civ or like yeah, that style of game. Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Really young, 65. Yikes.
I don't know if I
Uh
call that really young, but
65? I mean, people live to like 90 now, so I think that's
yeah,
pretty young. Pretty young. Are
I'm
you
pretty
plan on
sure
going like 15
I'm
years?
I'm pretty sure I'm tapping out long before before 90, and not by choice, just by design. But yes,
Just because you live hard and I
yeah,
guess we'll see.
live hard and rock fast or whatever they
Die at
say. So
65, I guess.
yeah.
I mean we got Doom coming out, Dark Ages, if you're interested in
That
that.
game is one that I actually like, and that's
Yeah.
it reminds me a lot of Halo 3 with like the flying on those holographic birds and kicking the shit out of giant monsters with like missiles and shit.
Yeah.
So maybe that's on my list. I'll go that
Uh
far.
We got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster remake, if you like those games.
Just
We
get those
got
just for
System Shocks
shits.
2 remaster. Yeah. You what?
Bunch of remasters, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this year could be a lot of that.
I'm kind of looking like
Borderlands
Subnautica
4?
2. Yeah, Subnautica 2 is on my list, and Outer Worlds 2 is on my list of games that I'm looking kind of forward to when they come
Is
out.
that coming out this year?
Yeah, they're supposed to come out in 25, both of them. But
Okay.
yeah, it's I don't know. They're not AAA titles, so I don't think there's really any AAA titles that are coming that I'm really super
I
No,
mean,
it's
looking forward to. So
I'm definitely playing Borderlands 4, but I don't know if I'll buy it day one. We'll see. But
yeah.
I do like those games.
So, yeah, definite lack of new releases. Epic cock. Just saying.
I mean,
So
there's stuff coming out. It's just that maybe not stuff that we're interested in, or maybe stuff that's not like super mainstream that we know about so far.
yeah, we'll wait to see what happens in June. So all right. Charisma Devil asks, when do you foresee the games industry going completely to a contractor approach? You keep discussing the system of release a game, lay off employees, then rehire. So wouldn't it make sense to just bring developers on as contractors?
I mean,
contractors are
kind of
generally more
is.
expensive than employees, right?
But you
So
don't pay
health
insurance
insurance
and
and all the other
yeah,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
401k and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Um
I mean, they kind of are as it is. I'm not sure the exact difference between the two right now, other than I don't know. I don't know what the
Yeah,
difference
I'm not
currently.
sure either. I'm not sure which is worse. Like hiring someone and then firing them, at least they get severance and all that
Yeah, they
sort of
might.
stuff. Or
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I guess it depends on the company and the contract. But
I mean, they're
uh,
they're not in unions when this is happening, so who knows what they're getting? And I mean, they probably are getting benefits though while they're
yeah,
there, which could be a better situation for them. Contractors, like you mentioned, Selden, or one of you mentioned it, they get paid more sometimes, which could balance that because then they could pay Cobra or whatever on their own. But I think they'd probably rather get hired on and then I
Staying
guess
on?
get let go rather than contract.
Yeah.
But we'd have to talk to somebody in the industry to know what they thought about that.
Yeah, I just don't have enough insight into this. I just know the video game industry blows if you're a developer. Go work for some other company that doesn't do video games. Just saying.
Or just be independently wealthy and do it by yourself until you become rich by doing it again.
Wow. Yeah. Or like Selden said, yeah, just do that.
So I
Just
want to
be a
play games,
solo
but I don't want
developer.
anybody to go make the games. They should all, not all. They should. None of them should go make the games. I still want games though. Somehow, I just want them
AI
to
will make your
appear.
games for you.
Yeah. Selden's got
There
you
you go.
with his vast knowledge of programs.
Just a game, a bunch of like AI trees and stuff. Hey, they made nice trees.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Selden's
Minecraft,
like
but with no script.
Selden's like, hey, Chat GPT, make me a first person shooter that stars Master Chief that's not Halo, that's like Halo 2, but not like Halo 3, and has nothing to do with Call of Duty. And then Selden's got his ideal game. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Halo 3 is so good though.
Halo 2 is better, just saying. All right. And last but certainly not least, Altius asks, where do you see the future of Steam Deck and other handhelds going over the next few years? In addition to what's already in the market, there were 5 or 6 serious new competitors either released or releasing soon this year.
So I think that once Xbox puts out its handheld, which is rumored for possibly this year, maybe next year, and when they integrate their system with Steam, which they are doing currently with like with games that you can play, I think it's going to be tough for Deck to stick around unless they lower their price or become parity price with whatever the Xbox One X is, because at that point it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's exactly why I didn't go with the Steam Deck. That's why I went with the ROG Ally, which is more of a PC versus a isolated Steam device. So, yeah.
Although, I mean, it may be that the Xbox One only does Game Pass streaming stuff, so you have to have internet. And if that's the case, the Steam's one's better because then it's just a PC that you can plug in anywhere.
That's a
Yeah,
good
and
point as well.
I mean, Steam could end up bringing in Game Pass and work the reverse way also. So I mean, it could be left hand shaking the right hand shaking the left on both sides. So
I mean, I think it kind of is right now. They're talking about how they're kind of integrating both together. So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we talked
but
about
if
that
it's
last week, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But if it is like more of a Switch situation where it's the whole system and it can play any game in your hand without the internet, then it's the same as a Steam Deck. But if it's only, hey, it's like a portal to Game Pass, you have to have the internet, then it's more of like the PlayStation portal one.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I don't know which way they'll go with that. But
No,
I wouldn't go the latter way. I would go with making an actual system, but I guess we'll see.
yeah, no, I did see some of these. I don't remember there being 5 or 6 of them, but I remember seeing like at least 2 or 3. And they looked like decent pieces of hardware that were competing. I think one of the 3 I saw was a true, excuse me, Steam Deck replacement. The other 2 were more like the ROG Ally PCs with the Switch style form factor handheld. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but um, more is better.
I mean, it
Yeah.
could come down to like it could become a hardware war going forward. Like who can get the better resolution, who can get the better processor, who can get the faster Wi-Fi
At
5G,
the lowest price. Yes,
at the lowest price. So I'm like,
yeah.
it could end up good for the consumer because competition is always good for driving prices down. So
Yeah, good point. Good point there too. So
I don't see the Xbox doing like a really big like chunky boy type thing where it's huge like the Steam Deck. I feel like they're going to be more towards the Switch size, like more like a tablet that has controllers on it. Just because I feel like people, if they want to have that huge thing, they're going to just go with the Steam Deck. Um, I guess we'll see, but I don't think they're going to get like really, really big with it. It's going to be more of like a Series S spec type thing. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that can play everything that the X can. There's a couple games that have issues with certain functions in certain games, so I think a lot of those have been patched so that they work correctly. But otherwise, I don't think they're gonna go like crazy with it because they want to be more mass appeal. Because yeah, the Steam Deck sells well, but it sells well with its own PC people mostly.
Yeah.
It's not really if I ask somebody on the street, you know what a Steam Deck is, they probably don't. But they know what an Xbox is. They've at least heard of
No,
it. So
that this is true. So
yeah, or a Switch for sure.
yeah.
So,
Well, I guess time will tell, and maybe we'll see as the months come along, and maybe there's going to be some big announcement here in June as well, in former E3 time space, where all these folks seem to either use Summer Game Fest or do their own press events or whatever in that time frame. So, yeah, let's revisit this in 3 months, Altius. So.
yeah, and I don't see the Xbox doing like an Xbox Pro this time. They're not going that direction. So PS5's already done that. So in June or whenever, I think this is probably something they'll announce because the Switch 2 will already be out. So then they'll have their version of that, and PlayStation will have nothing new. Just here's our PS5 Pro that costs $700. Buy this, which people aren't really buying that. So
No, definitely not. All right. Well, if you have any great questions or comments like these folks, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Selden, what have you actually played this week?
Played a little bit more Avowed. Played a bunch of 33 Immortals and a little Balatro. Really didn't branch out. I know it was that new game that dropped on Game Pass. I wanted to try to get into it, but I never really got part of it. What's the time jumping game, that first person shooter?
Split Fiction.
Yeah, Split. Is that what it is? Yeah, I was going to
no,
try to
the
get into
Atom Fall.
Atomfall. That's it.
Adam
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yeah.
I was going to try to get into that, downloaded it, and I just never had the time to play it. So,
So last week we were talking about that game, and I went, "Oh, is it on Game Pass?" And we were like, "No," and it
Oh,
wasn't.
and then it came.
I was like, and I was like, "Oh, well, it's 60, $70." I'm like, I'm probably not going to try it. And then like 3 days later, it came on Game Pass.
Yep.
So,
so,
yeah.
nothing real big, nothing new for me. So, what about you, Shadow? What have you been playing?
I finished up Avowed. I beat I don't know if I beat the game last week or the week before. I can't remember. But I've been playing a little bit more of that, finishing up some achievements, and I have like two left, which are like go through the whole game on the hardest difficulty and be the bad guy. And so I started that, but I don't know how long that's going to take to beat, and I'm not really focusing on it. I went back and finished Shady Part of Me completely, 100% that, which was a good short game. That game came out in like 2020, so I didn't realize it was that old, but it's on Game Pass, so play it for free right now if you want to check it out. It's a good short game, just puzzles, shadow puzzles. I finished Minute 100%, which I'd already beat before in the past.
Of course
Good
you
short
did.
game.
Yep.
Looks like a Game Boy game, and it's fun. It's very, very short. And I just recently today actually restarted playing Lost Odyssey, which is a 360 game that came out for when it got released on the upgraded Xbox One backwards compatible. It got put out for free by Xbox for a little while. So it's all 4 discs and it's all one file, and it was free at the time, and I already had it in the past. So I had started it back in 2008
Oh
and got
my
very
God.
not far at all. But it's a really good, I mean, from what I've heard, it's a really good RPG. It's old style Square Enix, where it's more like old Final Fantasy kind of style. So if you like things like Final Fantasy 9, 10, kind of that era, that's kind of what it's like. So I started to play that again, and that's what I'm working on currently. And I know that when I logged on, Derek saw that I was playing that. So
Yes.
it's it's been around for a long time, for 17 years, so it's nothing new. People who
Certainly
wanted to
not.
play it
Yeah.
probably already did play it. But that's what I'm working on currently. So how about you, Derek?
Well, I've been playing obviously a shitload of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Just finished the most recent event. Season 3 is starting soon. So I've been putting a ton of time into that. I played a little Balatro in my spare time. And I did try out Vampire Survivors in my car. It is one of the built-in games that you can play. So I did try it there. I've got an Xbox controller sitting in my armrest, all paired up, and I can play shit in my fucking car. It is the fucking future, guys. So
Now,
Only,
is it cross
80 grand.
platforms? Like all your progress?
they still haven't created. They like on their forums. They say they're coming up with this cross save thing, which is something they're working on so that you can either play on PC or Xbox or Tesla or whatever, iPhone, because it's part of whatever. If you do the Apple everything program that gives you Apple TV Plus and Apple
One.
Music and storage and this and that, it's part of that. Apple One is what it's called. Yeah, thanks. And it's part of that now too. So I'm looking forward to being able to take my PC save, which is my greatest save of all of these things, and share it across all of these things. But yeah.
What platform is the Tesla run off of?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Do you log in as something or you just play the game?
For that, you just play the game.
It's just built into the system.
Yeah, that's one that's part of the arcade. I can use the browser and then go to xbox.com/play, and I can do Xbox game streaming from the car as well in the browser using a controller. So,
well, if it's on Game Pass, so you could just do that, right? Couldn't you just do?
Yeah, but that's
Vampire
not my
Survivors?
best save. My best save is on PC.
On your okay.
On Steam.
I was gonna
so
say your
yes.
best car. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
so my best save is on Steam. That's where I've done most of my work. So that's the one I would like to carry over to all these other platforms. But
Gotcha.
Teslas use a Linux-based operating system called Tesla OS. They don't use any of the.
Look at Selden going real time.
Yeah,
Breaking
I was like,
news.
I wasn't sure if they were using a Windows OS or if they're using a Google OS, but it's apparently their own very own Linux shell that they're running off of that. So
yeah,
Nice.
So, yeah. So all right. On that, why don't we hop on over into new releases? The only major new release out this week is South of Midnight, out for the Xbox and the PC. This is that Compulsion Games title. Those are the guys that did We Happy Few. They did Contrast. This was the third-person action-adventure game they showed off at that Xbox showcase where everybody got super racist and kept making DEI comments and all this other shit. The game looks great. It's set in the deep South.
Louisiana. Right?
Yeah.
Bayou, baby.
It's a Bayou game, and it looks fun.
Yeah.
The world we live in now is full of half racist, half not. So, so people shit on this game, but I think it looks great, and I'll probably jump on and play this because obviously it's going to be on Game Pass. Come
I am planning to
2
play
days
that
from now.
It's-
So
I think it's coming out on the 8th actually. But
on the 8th.
yeah, but that's okay because we might not be on next week, so we'll see.
Okay.
But either way, I'm gonna play that for sure. The only thing that, and I don't, it's not a negative. It's just weird. It seems like the cutscenes are in a certain style where it's like it drops every other video frame, so it looks very stop motion, which is cool. I don't know if it's gonna get to me or not, but I guess we'll see. But I think it looks cool. It's a cool look. It's just I don't know how it's gonna play on my actual TV. I've only seen it on streams, so we'll see. People were talking about that being a negative. I don't think it's a negative. It's just different.
It's a stylistic choice, but
Yep.
Yeah, ever since this was announced, this is something I was looking kind of forward to playing. So I'm glad this is finally coming out.
Yeah, and for quote free for our Game Pass people.
Yeah, if you already pay for Game Pass, it's free for you. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're cranking through the show. On that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? First story! Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Season 3 adds iconic multiplayer map. That's the one that starts with V. I don't even give a shit. Verdansk, something like that. Yeah. New zombies. Also not fucking important. Plus Jay and Silent Bob. So not only are Jay and Silent Bob in the game, but Lunkman and Chronic are also in the game. So this is probably the greatest gaming news story of this year. I could have no more gaming news the entire year, and this would satiate me till 2026. This is fucking awesome. This launches Thursday. I can't fucking wait. Yeah, like I'm just so happy. Like Kev earlier this year was in a pinball game, the Dungeons and Dragons pinball game. He did a voice in that, and now he's got image and likeness in Call of Duty. Who could have predicted this in 2000 and for fuck that, even go back to 1995 and who could have predicted this? No one.
Well, Call of Duty didn't exist, so nobody.
Nah.
But
So the question is like, did he do voice acting for this as well? Did they?
Yeah,
Or did they get some other guy to do his voice, and that's
No,
really going to piss you off? Because I
they-
can imagine how pissed off you would be if it's just the image and somebody else doing his voice.
No, there's like 100 hours of voice that they recorded. So
Whoa.
yeah, yes. So
man.
I don't understand how you get 100 hours of voice in there, but
He's Silent Bob. Silent.
well, his recording may be
Facial movements.
Yes,
I
yeah.
guess.
but yeah, they did do 100 hours of recording, which is insane. So
Jeez.
Yeah, maybe they'll have some like if you're Kevin Smith and Jay Muse is somebody else, like maybe they'll have interaction in game with them conversing if they're close to each other or something.
yeah, you never know.
That'd be pretty cool.
Before we move on from this, speaking of that, if anyone out there is interested in the Jay and Silent Bob Cruise Askew that's coming up in the beginning of 2026, that will go on sale to you normies on April 2nd. So if you'd like to go on a cruise, all Kevin Smith related, lots of live podcasts, not a paid ad, go to jayandsilentbobcruiseaskew.com and get your tickets. Tiff and I are already booked into a suite for that. So yeah.
So not only do you get Kevin Smith, you get Derek D. Smooth Nolan on the
It's
cruise.
win, Selden. You are right.
You can finally have that drink with Derek on a boat together live.
On a boat!
A boat.
I mean, I've had a drink with him live, but not on a boat. So maybe is it worth it for the boat?
Oh, I think
don't-
so. I think so, Shadow. You gotta
right.
come.
You know who should sign
I'm
up
so
is
different on a boat.
Yeah.
Todd.
I'm
should-
on a boat. Never thought I would be.
Yeah.
The guy that should sign up is Todd. Todd needs to get on there so he can get in your ear.
Then he's just gonna hound me the whole cruise. Yes. Yeah, ignore that, Todd. Yeah. But yeah, I'm super psyched for this coming Thursday, like I said. Always there to support my friend, and I'll support him here too. So yeah.
Nice.
All right, next story.
Game Informer is back and the whole team is returning with it thanks to the new owner, Neil Blomkamp. Is that how you say his name? Video Game Studio.
Yeah,
Isn't that so weird?
He's the one that did that movie with the alien and the.
He was gonna do he had an Alien write like a script ready, but he didn't do it.
No,
He's doing Alien Earth, isn't he?
He did the movie
The
where all
FX
those
show?
spaceships came over Earth, and then the aliens, they put all the people in like little internment camps, whatever that was called. Something 7, something 5, something 6. That was his movie, right? Um,
Um, sorry, I know that I've seen his stuff. I'm just trying to remember what it was. District 9.
District 9. There we go.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Elysium. Yeah, he did Gran Turismo, which actually I liked a lot.
Yeah. I still haven't
Which
seen that yet, but I've heard good
I
things from you.
recommended it. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I wouldn't. That's not a movie I would normally watch personally. I'm not a huge racing fan. I'm not.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem like it would be good. It was good. He did a good job.
Yeah, but this Game Informer thing is crazy. Like our friend, mine and Tiff's friend Brian Shea, was one of the editors over there. Got laid off probably I'd say it was like 6 months ago when this all happened, and he didn't know what he was going to do, and this and that, and then all of a sudden Neil Blomkamp comes in and brings everybody back, and he's now he even got a promotion as part of this. So.
So
all
crazy.
for
I would
this.
not have. I would not have.
This was not
expected
on my
that.
bingo card either.
No, not at all.
No.
But
No,
and what's go
I was
ahead.
just say, I was like in the Discord, we were talking about this a little bit, and I'm like, I hope this doesn't turn into a G4 thing where like they brought G4 back and it was just a fucking
It was
shit
shittier,
show.
a shittier
It was
version of itself.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so but bringing back the whole staff is good. I mean, especially if you're going to have the editors and some of the writers and stuff like that coming back and helping out with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, now that they're out from underneath the GameStop's ownership or whatever, that hopefully they'll have a little bit more freedom to do what they want and make the thing great. So
GameStop.
It sounds like they're.
ship. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Sounds like they're just continuing on as it was previously with, and they had actually continued to write a lot of the people reviews for the games that came out between August when they were
Oh yeah,
closed
that's
and
right.
then
Yes.
and now, so they're just going to release all those reviews from the past, so it was like they never even shut down except for the print. And they're going to do the print one again at some
Yep,
point in the
yep.
future, but hopefully they don't push themselves too hard too fast. But my son will be happy to get a magazine in the mail again at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Now,
No. I'm
when the
psyched for this.
subscriptions ended, did they refund back up all the funds, or were
You
there...
could, I think you could ask for a refund for the difference. I didn't, but they were I think mine was like 19 something for the whole year because they were doing a special on like the year they started was the
Okay, yeah.
amount. And I wasn't like I wasn't gonna like ask them for $9 back or something. It was already bad enough what was happening, so no, I didn't, but I think you could. So
Yeah.
You think they'll
I'm
honor any
pumped.
leftover subscriptions then, or do you
No,
think
I don't
you'll have to
thi-
resubscribe from the beginning again?
no, I think everything's gone
Yeah,
with
I think
that.
so,
And actually,
yeah.
they said that you can sign back up for the site now. It's back up, and all of the stuff's back up that was deleted before. But your accounts won't work anymore. You have to re-sign up.
Yep. But yeah, every article that was gone, and that was kind of the dick thing, is like they shut this thing down and all these guys were out looking for other jobs, but they didn't have their resume building
Their
material
portfolio.
available to them. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I wrote 180 articles for this, and they're like, well, where are they? I got nothing.
Yeah.
So,
And it had lots of research from the past that people used to use to write new articles, and then it was just gone because it was around for 30 years. So
yeah.
all that stuff was useful to people, and now then it was gone. So it's all back apparently because someone must have had a backup of the whole thing, and they must have bought it when he bought the company. So
So
welcome back,
GameStop
Game
kept all
Informer.
your PII, but they gave back all the
Yeah.
stories that were on the market. Good.
Yeah. Welcome back, Game Informer.
welcome back.
All right, next
Cool.
story.
Oh, so this Nintendo announces new lending feature for digital games. You saw the Nintendo Direct on Thursday, which is the possibly final Switch 1 Direct. They shut off a new system that's going to come out when the Switch 2 comes out. And what it is in the past, if you had bought digital games, unlike physical games, you can't just hand them over to your sibling or your son or daughter or whoever to play. They really couldn't play your games unless had your system. So now when you have a digital game, it's going to change into a digital virtual game card, and you can lend that game card to someone else on your family setup. So like you can have 8 people that are in your quote family, and they can just take that from you for 2 weeks, takes it off your system, gives it to them. Well, not really your system, but your account. And then they can use it for 2 weeks. Then it automatically returns to you, and you can relend it to them if you want to. But it's one game at a time, which is fine. But then in this way, you can actually buy digital games and not have to worry about, well, what if I want my son to be able to play this game? Well, then it won't work out. So I'm going to buy him a cart. You don't have to do that anymore, which is good for some people's setups, and it's good for Nintendo because they'll make more money off of digital games than carts because they don't have to actually pay to have the
Build
cart,
them.
sell it to retailers for lower cost, have all that overhead, ship them, everything. People buy more digital stuff. They can share them around. And also, if you have more than one Switch that's under your account, up to 2 systems. So you could have your home system, your OA system, and you can have it between the two. You can just freely go back and forth and check them in and out between each system. So yeah, it should have been way before this, but it's been 8 years and it's finally time, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad they're making steps towards it, but I don't think they're going far enough. Like it's like on Game Pass, if I buy something or on my home network, anybody in my home family network can play that game as long as they're signed in. Like this is
they can play it on your system. Anybody can play your game on your system if you have a Switch that is that Switch. If you hand the Switch to them, they can play it on your account.
Yeah.
But this is like you're on your own Switch. You can give them a game to play on their Switch.
Yeah, this is taking you back to the 1980s when hard carts you could hand over to your buddy and trade games for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I know, but I just think
what do you think it should be?
I think if you should be able to, share the thing within your whole family, they could all play on the same title.
But even on Xbox, you still have to have 2 consoles that are home and cross-linked. So you have to buy every game twice if you have more than 2 consoles.
So right now, if you have Xbox Game Pass and you have a home box, you can have it downloaded on that home box. You can go to another box login and on your account,
yourself,
and then like say for instance, your son can play on your home box that Game Pass game, and you can play with them on the other box as long as you're logged in. So that's the same thing, and the same thing with the Switch. If you have 2 Switches, one's your home Switch, one's your away Switch, and you can play on both at the same time. So
I guess I was misreading it because the way they made it sounded like you had to eject the virtual cart before you could play it on any other system.
No, that's only for like if
that's
you
only for the lending?
third system. Yes,
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see, but it's better than it's been.
Yes,
I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, I used to buy actual hard carts for my son for all of his games because I knew someday he'd get his own, and I didn't want to have to. I didn't know what I was going to do. So, well, if I buy these all on my one Switch I have, someday he's going to want to play this game while I'm playing something else, and then he can't play it. So this will at least let that happen. So I'm happy about it.
In this world where people play the Switch.
Yeah. Where people actually play the Switch.
Alternate universe.
It's weird. It's a weird
I know,
place,
it's
man.
so bizarre.
Weird, wild.
Yeah.
So that's
I thought Switches were just there to collect dust, but
2 Switches.
Yeah, well, they collect twice the dust.
Twice the dust. All right, next story.
All right, next story. Ubisoft spins off new subsidiary for 3 of its biggest franchises in partnership with Tencent. So Tencent, for those of you who don't recall, is a Chinese company that does all of this huge fucking game shit. And this is crazy.
That's the technical. That's the actual description of it.
Huge game shit.
Huge fucking game shit.
So this is
that's what 10 cents translates into.
So yeah, 10
huge
cents.
Game shit.
It's whole 10 cents.
10 cents.
But Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry now are part of this Tencent deal, which kind of takes them off the Ubisoft plate and puts them in the shared plate. It's weird. It was like $1 billion or 1 point something billion dollars that they spent on this. But it's probably going to be better for those titles. Like, because Ubisoft had kind of phoned it in on these for the last couple releases of all of these games. And now with Tencent having a financial stake in this, they're going to make sure that Ubisoft is not dropping the ball and not kind of phoning it in. It was weird, though. I did not expect this at all as something that would come where Ubisoft would dilute their ownership in some of their most flagship titles. Like Assassin's Creed is what Ubisoft is known for. Far Cry is probably the second most thing that Ubisoft is known for. So I think it's interesting.
The third one is Rabbids, Raving Rabbids for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the question is like, did Ubisoft have penetration into the Chinese market with these titles, or were they some of the restricted titles that weren't allowed to be sold or were really restricted going into that market? Now going into a partnership with Tencent, that gives them a door in to get all these old titles, all these classic great titles as a door into China to get those additional sales with them. That's
a great point, Selden. I hadn't thought of that, but that is this is a rare moment. Beep, beep, beep. Selden, that was fucking brilliant.
Wow.
Hey,
that was a real side eye there.
No, I hadn't thought of that, but that's really true. Yeah, like maybe this is the penetration in the Chinese market. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this is it. This story was completely took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting anything like this, because Ubisoft keeps all of their IP really close to the vest, and to give 3 of their most major properties up in a conglomeration with a Chinese company was weird. So, yeah, no, I'm excited to see what comes out of this. But yeah, good point, Selden.
Hey, sometimes I have a flash of brilliance. Not often. Anyways,
all the backhanded compliments.
Anyways, can we go on to the next story?
Next story.
Hey, I was waiting. There it is. PS5 owners really want to play the Xbox games as Microsoft tops Sony pre-order charts. And no surprise to anybody Indiana Jones and Forza 5 are both topping the PlayStation Store right now, with the regular version plus the $99 premium, $99.99 premium version of both games being the most popular, apparently. Microsoft is just loving this at this point because these titles came out on Game Pass. They got a lot of sales on PC, but now they're getting that market share coming in from PlayStation, and PlayStation guys are loving it. They're buying these games up. So Microsoft is really proven to be the winner in this whole situation.
It's just printing money. It's printing money because all this stuff was kind of dead. I mean, it's been out for a while and it's on Game Pass, and everyone who bought it has already bought it. So now it's like, well, whatever money we get from this is just free money, and it's apparently a lot. And I mean, it makes sense because there's, like we mentioned, there isn't a whole lot coming out so far this year. So these are brand new games to PS5 owners who don't have an Xbox and don't have a PC. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, and if these titles follow the same way of Sea of Thieves came out on the PS5 in April of last year, and it's still on their top sellers across all U.S., Canada, and European markets.
Nuts, right?
And Sea of Thieves was a free game for Xbox for like ever now. So
yeah, it's been. I don't think I ever bought it.
I did.
I was just playing it the other day. Actually, I forgot. I was playing that too. So yeah, you bought it.
Yeah, I did buy it back in the day. Yeah,
I might have bought it. I can't remember. It's been so long. It's what, like 8 years or something crazy?
At least.
It's been a while.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. It was an Xbox One game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Jeez.
I hate to do this, but Alexa, when did Sea of Thieves come out?
Sea of Thieves was released on March 20th, 2018, and it is available on PC.
Alexa,
Play
stop.
So, so 7 years.
So 7 years
Yeah,
ago. Yes, yeah.
yeah. Jeez.
So
It's
yeah,
still great. And they're still putting out, it's like new seasons all the time. It's free stuff. I logged in, and as I've said in the past, seems like every time I logged into Sea of Thieves, I get a free achievement. It's just sitting there like, and it happened this time too. I logged in and it was like, oh, you visited whatever, you did something that
X
I
Islands.
didn't
Yes, yeah.
really do. I mean, must have done. And it was a zero achievement. It was 0 points, but it was just a random achievement popped up. It is crazy how many achievements that game has. It's just constant.
Yep.
But
Every time they
it's
update
fun.
it, they get to add more achievements. So
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's season 15 right now. So
that's
that's if that tells you
insane.
something.
Wow.
15 plus whatever else they had previously, plus other stuff, plus like DLC. They got the Monkey Island stuff. They got all
Oh, that's
sorts of
right.
stuff.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a cool thing. I'm glad it's still going strong. I'm glad Rare has something to do. I wish they would maybe do some other things
Some Perfect
too.
Dark. Yeah, some
I mean, that's yeah.
GoldenEye.
What happened
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Perfect Dark? What happened to Perfect Dark? That
Yeah,
was
they were supposed to do something with Perfect Dark, right?
well, they showed it off like it
Yeah,
was coming, and then
that was like
haven't heard a
2 or
thing
3
since last
years ago
summer.
during the Summer Game Fest, or was that
I thought it
last
was
year?
last year,
I thought
but
it was
either
two
way, it's
years
been a
ago. But either
while.
way, yeah,
Well,
it's been too long. So,
yeah.
yep.
All right.
All right, next story.
Nintendo Today app will provide updates on games, events, and the Switch 2. So during the Switch 2 or the Switch 1 uh, video the other day, they said they showed off a new app. Comes out on I must be Android as well. I'm not sure, but it's definitely on the App Store for iPhones and came out that day. And it's just going to you download the app and it asks you what are your favorite games and how often do you want to be updated, and then you do that, and then you every morning or every however often they send you just updates on things. You're going to be able to watch the Switch 2 stuff there on a Wednesday when that video comes out. And it sounds like they're trying to just get away from third party stuff as much. They'll still have the videos on YouTube and Twitch and wherever else, but they want to be more in control of their own stuff and they don't want to be relying on other services. So if something happens to those services, they still have the app. And honestly, the app is probably there to make sure that they can control what you see more and send things to you directly so that you'll go, oh, hey, I want to buy this because it just came up on my phone. So I mean, I don't blame him, but it is a thing that's happening a lot more these days with stuff like that with apps. So
It
yeah, it's
seems like
already
a
out.
weird niche app.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I
It's just
never
like it's like
watch
a news
Nintendo
app,
Directs. I don't do any of those things, but it's more like getting a reminder app that just sends you reminders.
kind of. I mean, it says they'll have like updates on games, characters, events, but also like little tidbits, videos, comic strips, quick breakdowns, just stuff on like when you say what your favorite games are, it can send you like art of those games, like maybe some like fans have drawn every day you'll get something new, things like that. So it's just something to keep Nintendo top of mind, I think, to people
Yeah.
more than which I mean they already have other apps. Well, they have the parental app, which I have for my kids, but I guess they didn't actually have just a straight up Nintendo type app where, well, I mean, they have the Nintendo apps that are your account apps, I think. But this is more
Do
just
they?
almost advertisements. Do they? I don't, maybe it's just the parental one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the website. I can't remember, but this is their new app that's just going to be focused on their games, their
Pimping their shit. Yeah. Yeah.
pimping their stuff, and videos, and their directs will be on there, and but again, they'll be everywhere. So you can download this week and watch the direct on it. But otherwise, just do whatever you want to do with that. I don't know.
Nice.
It's new. Grab it if you want. It's free.
Yeah.
It's
Not for
already out
me,
there.
but yeah. Yeah. It's for you though, Shadow. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much I'll use it, but hey, it's free, so I grabbed it. Why not?
Nice.
Yep.
All right, last story. I could give two fucks about this, but the Legend of Zelda movie hits theaters March 26, 2027. No one
Live
cares.
action.
No one
Live
cares.
action.
No
I
one
Who are
needs
they going
this.
to cast for this?
Jack Black.
Jason Momoa. Yes.
No.
The same
No.
cast as the Minecraft movie. Yes.
No.
Yeah, no one
And
gives a shit.
what's the plot going to be? Just the main plot of the first movie, or are they going to do more like Breath of the Wild type stuff?
No one knows. No one even knows the story of Zelda.
The costuming, is it going to be like the classic green with the shield, or is it going to be like the blue, the newer blue stuff? I mean,
You are
who knows?
way deeper into this than Selden and I.
You know what
I can,
Zelda
I can
is.
see
You
Selden
know what he looks like.
equally gives less of a fuck about this than
Actually, I'm kind of interested. I hope they do
Whoa.
it right.
I mean, live action, man.
I hope they do it right, but I have a lot of distrust in them doing it right.
maybe it'll be
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds. You never know.
The only other live action Nintendo movie was Mario Brothers '93, right?
With John Leguizamo.
And then the next one was the animated one they did recently, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Which was great. I mean, pretty good for an animated movie, and it made
He
tons
went
of money.
from great to pretty good, and
Well,
now
I don't want to give it a great rating because I feel like that's too much.
yeah.
But I think it was decent for what it was.
Oh, then to
And
decent, great, pretty good, decent.
Pretty
it was
good, decent for what it was.
palatable. Yes, yeah.
Palatable. I mean, it was kind of bad, but I mean,
Actually,
it was
maybe the
terrible.
worst
It
piece
was
of garbage
terrible.
ever
It
made,
was pretty awful. But no,
do they have a release date? Are they looking at 2027? That you said?
Yeah, 2027 March. Yeah. So 2 years.
They have
they
2 years to
pretty
fuck
much
this
just
up.
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it 2 years to the day, I think, is when they announced it. So yeah,
And no
kinda-
casting announced, right? So
no casting,
Yeah.
but it's live action. But will it be live action like the Minecraft movies live action, or will it be fully live action with all the creatures being live action? Or will they be animated? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's CG.
One can only hope that this movie dies in pre-production. Just saying. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a show for some reason, like a Netflix show, but I guess it's a movie. So that was news to me. But what land is it going to be? Is it going to be Hyrule? Is it going to be Termina? Who knows? Could it be a Link's Awakening movie, which would be amazing? It won't be.
Could it
but
be?
I would love
no
it.
No one cares. Yeah. Just
I mean, I care. I don't
know
really
you
have
care.
high hopes. I don't have high hopes, but Zelda's one of my favorite series. So.
I hope so. Yeah.
High
it's
hopes,
just
high
like,
apple pie. in
What
the
teen
sky.
pop stars or K-pop stars are like super popular right now that are going to be cast into it? Like, 'cause
Right, like
it
will
could-
it be actors from
I-
Japan? Will it be US or mix?
Oh, look at you guys digging real deep here. I think
I mean,
it's
it's a
just
good
going to
point.
be someone's napkin drawings that they're going to like do like a flip book and call it a movie. But yeah, I couldn't care less about this than anything, really. Yeah.
I mean,
just saying.
the person writing it, or Paul, being the director, says that he envisions the film as live action Miyazaki, which would be really cool. Which is Studio Ghibli director, Ghibli director. That would be cool if that's the way they're going. But also, I mean, with live action, okay, is it going to be live action with CG monsters that look cartoonish? Are they going to look really real? Is it going to be scary at all? Like, I feel like kids probably won't. They want it to be too scary for kids, but also, if it's too kiddie, then will adults want to go see it? I don't know.
I don't think kids are scared of shit anymore. Kids watch Saw.
They are.
No, they watch Saw. Yeah.
No, they don't.
They did.
Your kids watched
No, they
Saw
don't.
when they were little.
My kids watched Saw when they were little. So.
Kids don't watch Saw. Derek's kids, maybe. Yeah. My kid just started to watch Stranger Things, and he's 11. And he's still scared, but he likes it. So.
Oh, he's Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah, there you go.
See what I did
Yeah, he
there?
was 11.
See,
Yeah,
yes, you
yeah,
said
yeah.
he was 11. See,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
you.
it's the
Yes.
perfect. I mean, they're all the kids.
It was
are all
like a
12
hand
and
grenade joke that took a few
Yeah.
seconds to catch, but yes, yeah.
11. Ah, I see what
I
you
see
did there.
It was cringing in
Yeah.
the back of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, all the kids are 12, so it's like the perfect age, I think, to watch that, even though they're cussing and whatever. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Who doesn't cuss?
Anyway, that was the last one, I think, right?
All right. Well, if
Was
any
it?
of stories you want us to cover next week, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Emails at podcast@tooltoplay.com or comment on this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors, none of our farm workers have yet reached out to sell their farm fresh eggs or whatever shit that they want to sell. But we're looking for sponsors, and it doesn't matter. You can be a local, you could be selling hand knit sweaters at your local YMCA or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. But just shoot us a message, like podcast@tooltoplay.com. We'll tell you what you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom, done. Yeah, just no matter how small you are, no matter how small your business, it doesn't matter to us. We'll just take a few shekels here and there. We'll pimp you. Imagine having a worldwide audience for something that you only sell at a Long Island
Street fair.
flea market or street fair. Exactly. Yes. It doesn't matter. Imagine that audience. Imagine if someone flew in from London to go buy some of your shit in Selden's Town. It just sponsor it. Just shoot us a message and we'll figure something out. Twitter's up. You can find everything Tool to Play related, twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related, twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook the fuck out of us, facebook.com/Tool to Play. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. That is the archive of all of Tool to Play's video content. We won't go into details on Selden's show because we did that last week. We went deep cuts. We learned when the Kinect moved from below the TV to above the TV. But this show, Hits Quick Hits, Tiff's Immature Interviews, Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. You can find all of our archive video content on youtube.com/Tool to Play.
How's LB doing? Haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while either. I don't even know. We should bring them back for a reunion show.
We should, or at least you can watch his old stuff on Tool to Play.
Yeah, exactly.
Episode 550. Come on, it sounds like a good time to bring it back.
Yeah, maybe we'll have those guys on. That would be fun. Bring LB and Duty onto this show for 550.
Like a six window or something.
Maybe we could get Hit back too for a reunion show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll work on it. Please rate and review the podcast on iTunes. We need 5 stars. If you have an extra couple seconds, write something nice because that really pumps up those reviews. Same thing with Selden's Androidiot store or whatever other shit you listen to podcasts on. They must have stars or robots. They must have a comment section, so just do both. We have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/still_got_game. Go there, follow us. Now that Twitch is monetizing non-partnered channels like our former channel, twitch.tv/Tool to Play, there's monetization there for us. So twitch.tv/still_got_game. We have a Discord channel. That's discord.me/stillgotgame. I repeat, discord.me/stillgotgame. Selden will no longer chat with you all day long. He's in a bunker. He can't chat. But the rest of us Shadow's picking up his slack.
I'm trying.
But you can drop in there, chat with other super fans of the show. Blue Steel will be there. Blue Steel will chat with you all day long. Blue Steel's got nothing else to do. Nothing better going on. He will talk back to you whatever you post. Shadow, somewhat so.
I try.
Yeah, he does try. He does a great job, and I'm on there on Mondays.
Right. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's later in the day than others, but yeah, I'll be there on Mondays, and I'll get back to you at that point. So, but that's discord.me/stillgotgame. So, Seldon, do you have anything you want to pimp this week?
No, I don't really got much going on right now. As I said, it was a busy week for me, with camping and everything else going on. But you can find my socials over at Linktree /Seldon007. How about you, Shadow? You got something?
This week I'd say I'd like to just kind of bring up supporting teachers. Your local teachers Department of Education is going through it right now, I think. And if you have teachers that you love and maybe teachers you don't even love locally, donate to them, give them some help where they need it, donate some supplies or some money to buy supplies or what have you. A lot of this stuff comes out of their own pockets, so it's always appreciated. I would say definitely that's what I want to pet this week. And how
Fair
about you, Dave?
enough. Well, I'm still gonna go just because this week I did some messaging with my friend Kevin Rose. He was dig.com, Dig Nation. His house actually burned down during the LA wildfires, so that's still fresh in my mind. So lafd.org, go there, kick something back. Like it's this was a once in a lifetime event, like where we haven't seen destruction like this. Like we saw it in Hawaii in Lahaina, but we didn't see it to this scale, which it was in LA. The 6 different wildfires, 6 different areas, everything decimated. And sure, he's going to come out okay, but other people are not. Like I said last week, not everyone in LA has a shitload of money, and these people are hurting right now. They're in hotels, they're in motels, they're just trying to get their insurance to pay to rebuild. Some of them didn't have insurance; it got canceled during the last wildfires. So lafd.org, and just if you have some extra cash, just throw it their way, because people out there are hurting. We haven't had something like this happen, at least in my memory, in the longest of times. So yeah, if you got something, you don't know where to throw your charity, lafd.org. And all my shit is at linktree/Derek Nolan. That's linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. All of my shit is there. All the show shit's there. And I keep swapping out my charities, but I'll make sure after the show tonight I go in and make sure that lafd.org is in there as well. So, and then I want to remind you all, you can join us some Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, at youtube.com/tool2play, facebook.com/tool2play, twitch.tv/still_got_game, and kick.com/stillgotgame. And on that, why don't we wrap this? Hey, it's the end of March episode up. I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I'm Chris Seldon007 Seldon.
And I'm Brian Shadow Emmerich.
And we'll see you next week, or the week after, or the week after.